Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to talk about 5 players that impressed at minicamp. But first, I'm going to go to impressive man himself, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, dude? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You're home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And you know what you got to do first, man. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Join the family. We don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We have family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Welcome to the premiere. If you can't catch this live, double back. It's available anytime after this airs. But it's time to kick to the third man of the crew. Who?
Coach Jones. Who is Coach Mike Jones? What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started
right now.
Let's go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Hello, welcome back to the show, everybody. 5 players who impressed at minicamp practices this week. What do you got for me, Curt?
All right, so the first up shouldn't be a surprise. So this is according to, you know who it is, Mr. Tim Twitterman over at DetroitLions.com. First up, we has T.J. Hockenson. The dude was absolutely unguardable. Definitely did his thing in the minicamp and OTAs. In the 2-minute period on Thursday, he had 4 catches, including a touchdown to win the period for the offense. So the dude, T.J. Hockenson, has pretty much been unguardable, regarding multiple reports from multiple sources in the minicamp. Another guy who impressed was DeAndre Swift. Actually, really set some really good standards for the running backs coming out of the backfield, catching the ball, and he was electric in the run game. So quick twitch. Him and Goff seems to get off to a good rapport. So Swift's ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and his footwork on the ground game, he is making it hard for anybody to come take that starting running back position, even though we heard all the talk about Jamal Williams and all that swag daddy stuff. But DeAndre Swift said, not so fast, my friend. All right, wide receiver, we have Victor Bolden. We've talked about this a little bit. Victor Bolden says, hey, it's a new regime, and I got a chance to make a statement with these new guys. So he is working out. He's making some spectacular plays, and he's working in the as a return man as well. So Victor Bolden may be working his way onto the active roster from the role he had pretty much the last couple of years where he was a practice squad player, and then he was never really a solid guy on that 53-man roster. Next up, we have Trey Flowers. Now, this is maybe a surprise to you guys. Trey Flowers is stepping up. And it says that it wasn't about his plays, but his willingness to pick up new responsibilities in Aaron Glenn's defense. He said he's taking on his responsibility. He's going to, work on playing in space. So the best thing that, he's known as for is a pass rusher, but he is stepping out of his comfort zone and getting out there and playing in space. And that was impressive because that's not what he was brought to Detroit to do. He was brought to Detroit to be a pass rusher. So him going out of his way to make sure he fits into the system and playing in space was very impressive, according to Mr. Tim 21. And the last one is the most tenured wide receiver we have on the Detroit Lions, of course, Mr. Quintez Cephas, second-year player who's been here the longest. All right, so he's been impressive, making great plays, great in contested catches, and he's just been showing off his skills. Doing some toe drag swags, as my man Nate Burleson says. He is really impressing the coaching staff and just some spectators out there at the Lions OTA workouts and minicamp. So those are the 5 guys that really impressed during the minicamp. We'll see what's that going to transfer over to the regular season. What do you got on this, Mike? What do you think about these 5 guys?
Well, the last 2 players stick out to me a lot. And, Quintez Cephas, I think that, even though Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback, I think that having Jared Goff, who can throw more touch passes, will benefit Quintez Cephas instead of somebody trying to rifle it in, right there and, 7 yards away from, from the line of scrimmage, and he's trying to break your fingers, man, So that touch, I think, will help Quintez Cephas. I think we'll see what we've seen from at Wisconsin from him. He won't be that explosive guy, but he'll be that guy like Anquan Boldin who kind of finds the pocket and sits down and can catch the ball. And also, what really surprised me is Trey Flowers. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really like, man, Trey Flowers ain't gonna work, man. He ain't gonna be able to do none of that stuff on the outside. But if those guys out there are player coaches, so Agnew knows. You know what I'm saying? Agnew knows if you can do what you and hey, he's impressing them. So I'm shocked that Trey Flowers is playing good in space. I'm not gonna lie. I just did not see him. I just seen him slow, like two hands in the duffel bag, man. I just seen him slow. So hey, shouts out to him, man. Salute.
Jim, what you got, my man?
Yeah, I think that TJ Hawkinson he's our longest tenured skill player at 23 years old, but TJ Hawkinson's set for a breakout year. I love the kid. I think that he works so hard and he deserves everything he gets. He's building that relationship with Goff, and we'll see how he does. Quintez Cephas, I think, is a sleeper because I didn't even think he was going to make the team at first. Number one, I thought he was too slow, and those things. But you know what? Hey, he's catching on. Victor Bolden, the thing I know about him is he is the camp darling this year, and we'll see if he makes the team. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. There's always one every year that everybody like, oh, he's going to be so good, and then he gets cut. And we all get our feelings hurt. So don't get your feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? Don't get your feelings hurt. And then Trey Flowers working in space is really hard to breathe in space, so I don't know how he's doing that. No, I'm kidding. I'll just a joke. No, but you look at those other defenses and, basically they don't have to drop back a whole lot. He's going to be called upon for the pass rush and run D, and he's going to get a little running start is all that is. So I think it's good. I think he's going to be fine over there. I don't think they're going to call upon him too much to cover anybody per se, but if he does, it'll be zone coverage in a limited zone at that, I think. So I just, I think the takeaways are good. DeAndre Swift. Somebody asked, who do you think the number one, wide receiver yards are going to get this year? I said, TJ Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift, and then whoever else comes in from the wide receiver core.
Right.
But yeah, that's my take on that. And I think, man, I think it's going to be a fun season. I don't think we're going to win a lot of games, but man, I can't wait to see these guys blossom and develop in this system, especially the new guys. All right. Now we're going to go to Mike. And what is your news and rumor topic for today?
Yeah. So actually I have a pretty good one, man. I've heard a little bit about this, but I haven't really dug deep into it. So here we go. Brad Holmes, who was a defensive lineman at North Carolina A&T. Kurt know about that. He went home, after sophomore year. That's Tampa, Florida. And on Christmas break, and he was in a car accident where his Honda Accord, was sideswiped by a SUV. His injuries were bad, man. The most notably was a ruptured diaphragm. While in the hospital, though, Brad Holmes suffered a stroke, and he was in a coma for a week. And when he came to, the right side of his body was still paralyzed. So that's big. So he didn't even think, well, not him, but people didn't even think that he would really walk again, let alone play football again. That was far to the back of people's minds. His coach actually came to him and Brad Holmes said, I'm gonna play again. And coach was like, man, please. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, please. You know what I'm saying? But during Brad's 3 weeks in the hospital, the one thing he remembers is the Music City Miracle. That's Frank Wycheck's tossed back to Dyson, and Dyson taking it to the house in the playoffs. And it actually, I remember that game too. I think I was I think I was in high school too at that time. So yeah, but long story short is after a few surgeries, he actually did return. He sat out for a year, and then he returned the second year, and he actually was named the team captain. So and he finished his career at North Carolina A&T, and that's really big, man. So when people think of Dan Campbell as being that tough guy, hey, Brad Holmes is a tough guy as well. So, he's a 270-pound defensive tackle. And, you really don't think of Brad Holmes being that big because you see him, he's a slim, he's a fit guy, but hey, he carries it. And, yeah, man, he is definitely right along with Dan Campbell. He is a tough guy when you can come back from having the whole right side of your body paralyzed to being a team captain, your football team 2 years later. So
that's
like,
that's like a champion.
Yeah.
You got to have that inside to come back from stuff like that. Me and Curt know about that. Coming back from some serious stuff, and you know what? That's a tough thing. But anyway, it's hard to segue into the Wall of Fame from that, so I'm not even going to try. Curt, let's go over to the Wall of Fame and see who's on that Wall of Fame today.
All right, so we have our bronze members. Of course, we have Detroit Drew, Midwest Lion, Bubba Bo, John Kapler, Sub-Z Trap City Boys Entertainment, our Allen, Jimbo G. What up, Jimbo? The Tornado. All right, then we have Crystal Wiley, Steve Castillo, Brian Stover, Bo Garakis, Justin, Mr. Beard, 10K, and of course, we have the Latino Lion. Headed over to our silver members. We have Nomis J, Jason Portis, Cap Ice Cold, Batman of the 313, John Martin, and Go
Lions.
All right, and our gold members, we have Barb Cole. So, the man himself, North End Ken, Just in the D, Larry McQuiston, Turner C. Burley, Michael Huck. Then we have a new member, Dominic Davis is on the Gold Member Wall of Fame. We have Matthew Ferguson, Randall Flag 606, Miles Gibbs, Randy Prince, the Gridiron Blitz, and you know who it is, the Doctor. Dr. Detroit is always in. For more information about becoming a member of the Wall of Fame, click the Join Now button in the description or the Lions on the Prowl, the new one in the down at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, wow. We got this. This is going to be my news and rumors segment. If you have not seen the Inside the Den with, oh my God, you are missing something. This is must-see stuff. It starts out a little slow for me, but man, the insights you can gain, they go inside for every single pick and what they were thinking in the draft room and how Dan Campbell hung up on the New Orleans Saints. And he did too. He's like, there's like 80 buttons on this thing. I don't know what I'm doing. It was so funny. You got to see it. And then, but my takeaways from it is that, they were poised in that room. And the main cog in that wheel, John Dorsey. Believe it or not, John Dorsey was the one that kept the calm and that, kept them from trying to trade up to get Onzarike, trying to trade up to get, Penei Sewell. There's 2 points in the draft they wanted to trade up. They were asked about trading down at one point, and they refused because they wanted to make their pick. And Onzarike I think that was the pick that they did that with. But they said on a lot of these players are like, we did not think they were going to be there. Onzarike's one, Melifonwu was another one. Even Jefferson, they were like, I'm taking that kid out of Oregon State, So I can't believe he's still there. And they're like, okay, how do we get, Amon-Ra St. Brown, because that was a guy on their radar. And even Sheila was asking about, hey, what about the wide receiver position? And that's why Holmes goes later and says, now everybody get off my ass about.
Yeah.
That was so funny. But they celebrated not when they drafted Sewell, they celebrated when Miami took Waddle.
just like we did.
Yeah.
We did
I mean,
too.
exactly.
And they
We
were
celebrated.
jumping
We were like,
around.
yeah.
And you got to see a little bit more of Panay Sewell and his family, and a little more of the emotion that was going into it. A little more on the coaching staff and the scouting staff, which I thought was cool. I don't know why they have a 12-year-old kid on their coaching staff, but this dude looks really young. I don't know
Yeah, I
who
heard
he
you
is.
talking about. Yeah, he
looks really,
really,
really
young.
young. But they did an excellent job of giving us the behind the scenes, better than I've ever seen before. And it was well produced. It was a really good piece. And if you haven't seen it, you just have to.
Very transparent.
Yeah,
very transparent. Yeah, it was. And one thing I did notice, we were talking about Brad Holmes is right quick and Dan Campbell, they both have these huge long scars on their right legs. Like you can see, like with Brad Holmes, man, like he has I think his blast almost all the way down his leg. I mean, you can see it. I mean, like, but you see the people say, people say, act like you've been there before. He's like, well, I haven't been there before. So I'm gonna act like I've been there before. So, but it was real insightful, and it was real transparent.
And it was real. That's the thing I loved about it most.
You would have never saw that from the last regime. You'd have never saw something like that.
No, I think Patricia's still in a coma, by the way. But anyway, I don't know. That dude drove me nuts. Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's go to the comment cards and see what you had to say. It's one of my favorite parts of the show because we get to see what you had to say about the show, about the Lions. We're going to start out with Thomas Donner. We can crack on safeties, but unless you have a solid pass rush, do you want the DBs covering for 5 to 10 seconds per play? No, but I think we have a better defensive line this year. And I think there is an issue of them covering 3 to 5 seconds now. I don't think it's 5 to 10 seconds any longer, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, you never know until the season starts. Yeah,
definitely. K-Zoo Man says, I like Tim Hortons. I like Tim Hortons too, man. I don't get that down here in the South where I live. So they serve donuts with their meals. I would play for coupons. Dangle a donut in front of me, and I will improve.
That's so funny.
Man, that is so funny.
Kazoo Man,
man. Kazoo Man. I'm telling you, man, that's funny. Actually, I was looking at Amazon the other day to order some Tim Hortons coffee online just to get the K-Cups because they have some excellent coffee, man.
They do.
I joke about that all the time, but they have some really good coffee. I do like Tim Hortons coffee.
So does Jamie Collins.
Just kidding. So does Jamie Collins.
Right. He know all about it. Daniel Blackburn can't afford to lose Rag now. Bell's on it. Maybe that was on Friday.
That was on the Friday show.
Okay,
it was the one player that we couldn't afford to lose.
And it was Ragnow.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. I would say so.
Ted Cheney says, here's a thought. Just like remember the Titans when Coach Yost needed help on defense, Perriman should be shifted to safety, keep the speed on the team and fill the need. Well, you still can't catch, so I don't think you want turnovers then. I don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead, Curt.
Yeah. Petey over
there.
Petey over there. All right, man. All right, so Turner C. Burley, Trey Flowers steps up, and Bryant, like Curt said, I don't remember saying that, but
he do.
It's been a while, man.
But looking at what Tim Toonerman said, I think that he has the ability to step up. But let's look at those big defensive linemen they have down there in New Orleans. They play in that kind of that same position. They didn't play a lot in space. They just, happen to be out there. So I think that he can do it.
He can do it.
You can do it. Or it's gonna be, oh no, we suck again.
Okay, we're having way too much fun with this show today.
He gonna look like Shaq out there, man. Doug Prince 72 says, overall, because of quality, level, and coaching, many players can only take a step up. How do you go backwards when you weren't coached or led? You know what? That might be true. Because especially when you get guys who are like the third, fourth guy on the stat list, and you go in there and you get coached by guys personally who are taking time with you, that can only lead to improvement. So I don't know how much improvement, but
We'll see.
hey, we'll see.
Kurt,
We'll
do
see.
that thing again. We'll do. Our team
Oh
still
no,
sucks.
it's like again.
I don't know, but that's just really funny. Not that we can't do
Oh
it.
no.
Question of the day today is overall thoughts on minicamp. Now that we're going to break minicamp, we're into this rookie or veteran thing. I got about 50 players left. They're going to do about the same things this week. So we're going to break that down. And that's a question of the day. Overall thoughts on minicamp today. Leave your comments down below and how much fun you might have had with this show. I mean, hopefully it was as much fun for you guys as it is us. But now it's time for my favorite part of the show.
Hold on, man. I didn't do my news and rumors, brother. You go.
I was skipping right to the best part.
Yeah.
Kurt's got to remind me of stuff, man. I'm like getting old.
He was getting me out of there. All right, my news and rumors today is why Lions edge rusher Romeo Okwara is set to be a breakout candidate. And this is coming from the writers Jeff Risdon over at LionsWire.com. And he says that the reason being is that if you look at the scheme and what the third down pressures that he had last year coming off of his next gen stats, he was the second highest overall for third down pressure rates in the 2020 season with a minimum 50 pass rushes. So, but guess who are the guys around him? Number first, Trey Henderson from who? The New Orleans Saints. Number 3, Demario Davis from where? New Orleans Saints. And number 4, Marcus Davenport from where? The New Orleans Saints. Wow. And they're bringing that system over to Detroit with new defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. He said that actually that if you look at the stats and if you look at what's going on with this scheme, that Trey Hendrickson played in this explosive role. He played the same role that Romeo Okwara played in last year and had 13 and a half sacks, which we know Romeo only had a good solid 10 sacks. So if he plays that same role that Henderson played, he could definitely have that same breakout season, definitely playing the same role. And he has the athletic ability to do that. So that's why Risdon says that if you look at how he's going to play in the system, he could be a breakout candidate and improve upon his 2020 season and not just have 10 sacks, but be in the teens. And you get his little brother on the other side, well, we might have a formidable pair of pass rushers known as the Okwara brothers.
Help too, if you know what I'm saying? Enrique, McNeil,
and the Honolulu Blue. Yes, you know, the other pieces around him.
You control the ball up front. Who cares about the receivers and all of that and the corner? Look, control the game up front, and good things will happen.
Because look at Cam Jordan, those guys down there in New Orleans. They got plenty of big bodies on that, outside linebackers and defensive line down there in New Orleans, and they don't have a problem. They had one of the best defenses in the league for the last few years. So, that system coming to Detroit, I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen with that scheme. So
what you usually do, Kurt?
Yeah.
No more rocket science defense.
It's just so you just get into that, and it's just what do you think? It's just it was just so disheartening to see that stuff, and you just really man, you guys
all these players that looked lost on defense.
Play simple, play fast. Play simple, play fast.
Yep. All right, definitely. All right, now it's time for the dessert with your man Kurt, because we already did the question of the day, so we go ahead and skip to this. All right, so here we go. We've been talking about the safety position a lot. We're talking about who we have, who we don't have, but one new Lion said the new scheme, which we just talked about, has sparked his interest in coming to Detroit, and that was one who. D. Marlowe coming out from Buffalo. He said the new split safety scheme, it fits into his wheelhouse. That's what he wants to play in. And he said he could be a formidable battery mate for Tracy Walker back there on that back end. He likes to play in that box. So, and he has the speed and the ability to do so. He said that fits his skill set. So, he's coming in with a positive attitude. I know that, it was one of those things he started, he's one of those journeyman guys that, he kind of plays, special teams. He was a special teams ace and played his way into the starting roster in Buffalo. So hopefully he can do the same thing in Detroit, and that new scheme will help do that. I know Tracy Walker is definitely one of those guys who are positive about the new scheme, especially in the safety role he's going to play back there on the back end of the defense. So Dean Marlowe being a positive guy on the new scheme is my dessert with Curt for today.
Oh, that was good, Curt. I like that. I like that. Now, Mike might not like that because he likes Will Harris too much.
He likes Will Harris.
Too much. But my final thoughts for today, and it's kind of more of an announcement type thing. As everyone is going to be going on vacation, beat writers and players and everything for the next month, we are going to be cutting down the shows for the week. So we're going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday shows. We're still going to be doing the Gold Members meeting on Wednesday, of course, and the bonus content for you guys as well. But we're going to go down to Mondays, Wednesdays, and then the free-for-all Fridays, just because there's just not a lot of news. And if there happens to be breaking news, we'll do a show on it for you, of course, because we got you covered here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. I'm totally in love with this draft now. After watching that, I was just pumped. I started feeling like, you know, there was hope. And then I slapped myself back to reality and said, no. You're doing the hopium again. I don't want to take that 12-step program. So, all right. So that's my final thoughts for today. What you got, Mike?
Man, I'm overall, I'm happy with the mini camp. I'm just happy with the change. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like everybody's happy. Like there's no disgruntledness right now. Of course, we haven't reached the season, so you know that'll change. You know, but I mean, there's no disgruntledness. There's no contract holdouts. Like even Trey Flowers, he's happy to take on new roles. People are happy to take on new roles. The new guys, the rookies coming in are happy. Like it's crazy, man. I don't know what's going on. They taking the hopium more than we are, and that's good. That's what you want. You want the players to take the hopium, not the fans.
Right.
So you know, that is just good, man. And I'm just happy. I'm positive. I'm glad I got one more payment left on them season tickets. I'm gonna be in the house, baby.
Yeah. All right. For my final thought, it shows you the dedication of the team, because if you look at the mini camp, you had 89 players that's on the active roster. 88 of them were there. The only guy that wasn't there was Austin Bryant, and that was due to injury. So you look at that, right?
You watch Coach Mike's going like
killing me. But if you look at it this way, the players have bought in. They're all there. And how often does that happen, especially in a mini camp where most players hate going to mini? Look what's going on in Green Bay right now. You know, they didn't have a lot of people up there in mini camp. So I just look at the buy-in. The people are looking at the system, and those guys are buying in for Dan Campbell and his coaching staff. So, you know, hey, they picking up what they putting down. So I like the attitude of the players coming in, and they really going out there and really showing up for Dan Campbell. So I like that, what's going on right now. And happy belated birthday. I know I wished to you yesterday to my nephew, Mario Thompson. He turned a big he had said 3-9 yesterday. So shout out to him yesterday. Mario, happy birthday, my man. Love you. So you know what's going on with that. But you know, that's all family. And speaking of family, you know what you guys to do. You guys to subscribe to the channel, join the family, because we don't have fans, we don't have viewers, we have family, and it's all love right here on where Detroit Lions in the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Hey, if you get your Lions gear, now I got this fresh new cap on today. You see it, baby. Click down in the link in the below. Go over to fanatics.com. A portion of the proceeds from that link go to help us grow the content on this show. You can check us out. We're over at bellyupsports.com. Hey, I'm telling you, they got your NBA, NHL playoffs covered over there on Belly Up. They have a ton of writers over there and shows covering the NHL and NBA playoffs right there on bellyupsports.com. And then click over on the link and check us out over there as well. Hey, it's Monday. Thank you for starting your week off with us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And it's the first day of the last OTA workouts for the Lions. So they're going to wrap them up this week. We'll be covering it for you right here on this platform. Hey, Drink your pop, your soda, whatever you're drinking, and get back to work. And you know what you got to do, baby. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, Mike and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.